May 1st, 1972. Elvis and Priscilla's 5th wedding anniversary. She's planning to ask for a divorce. He's been distant, distracted, absent. Their marriage is hanging by a thread. Priscilla expects another forgotten anniversary. Instead, she gets the surprise of her lifetime. What Elvis orchestrated that day was so romantic, so thoughtful, that it reminded her why she fell in love with him. If you believe that true love can overcome any obstacle, and that the most powerful gestures come from the heart, this anniversary story will restore your faith in romance. Hit that subscribe button, because we're sharing the most legendary love story ever told. April 1972. Elvis and Priscilla's marriage was dying. 5 years of wedded bliss had turned into months of silent dinners, empty conversations, separate bedrooms. Elvis was consumed by his career, touring constantly, recording obsessively, living in a world that didn't include his wife. Priscilla felt invisible, forgotten, more like a housewife than a beloved partner. She'd been thinking about divorce for weeks. The papers were already drafted. Her lawyer was waiting. Their 5th anniversary was approaching. May 1st, a date that used to fill her with excitement. Now it just reminded her of what they'd lost. The previous 2 anniversaries had been disasters. In 1970, Elvis was in Las Vegas, sent flowers from his assistant, called for 5 minutes between shows. In 1971, he was in the studio, promised to take her to dinner, forgot completely, came home at 3 a.m. Priscilla had stopped expecting anything, stopped hoping for romantic gestures, stopped believing Elvis remembered their special day. Why would this year be different? But Elvis did remember. He'd been planning something for months, something that would prove his love, something that would save their marriage. He'd been distant lately, but not because he didn't care, because he was orchestrating the most romantic surprise of his life. Every business meeting was actually planning sessions. Every studio session was preparation time. Every absent evening was arrangement making. Elvis was creating a love story, a grand gesture, a moment that would remind Priscilla why she'd fallen in love with him. Priscilla woke up alone. Again, Elvis's side of the bed was empty, cold, untouched. She'd prepared herself for disappointment. Another forgotten anniversary, another day of feeling invisible. She made coffee, read the newspaper, tried not to think about the date, but today felt different. The house was unusually quiet, too quiet. Where was Elvis? Where was the staff? Where was everyone? At 9 a.m., a knock on the bedroom door. Mary, their housekeeper, stood outside with a breakfast tray. "Mrs. Presley, Mr. Elvis has prepared something special for you." On the tray was a single red rose, a handwritten note, and her favorite breakfast. The note read, "Good morning, beautiful. Your adventure begins now. Get dressed in your favorite blue dress, the one you wore on our first date. Someone will be here to pick you up at 10 a.m. Trust me." Priscilla's heart started racing. What was he planning? At exactly 10 a.m., a white limousine arrived. The driver was Joe Esposito, Elvis's best friend. "Where are we going?" Priscilla asked. "Can't tell you. Boss's orders, but you're going to love it." They drove through Memphis, past familiar streets, past places that held memories. The limousine stopped at Sun Records, the studio where Elvis had recorded his first song. "What are we doing here?" Priscilla asked. "Go inside. Someone's waiting for you." Sun Records. Sam Phillips was waiting. The man who discovered Elvis 17 years earlier. "Priscilla, Elvis wanted you to hear something special." He led her to the same recording booth where Elvis had first sang "That's All Right." "He recorded this for you last week, just for you." Sam played a tape. Elvis's voice filled the room, singing "Love Me Tender," but different, more intimate, more personal. He'd changed the lyrics, made them specific to their relationship, their memories, their love story. Priscilla started crying. This wasn't just a song, it was a love letter set to music. Another note was waiting. "Remember our first kiss? Meet me where it happened. The car is waiting." The limousine took her to Graceland's gates, but not the main entrance, the side gate where they'd shared their first kiss 8 years earlier. Elvis was standing there, in his army uniform, the same uniform he'd worn when they first met. "Hello, Priscilla. You look as beautiful as you did that first day." He handed her a box. Inside was a necklace, simple, elegant, with a small pendant. "This is the exact same necklace I wanted to buy you in Germany, but couldn't afford. Now I can." "We're going to recreate our first date," Elvis said. "Every detail, every moment." They drove to a small restaurant in downtown Memphis, the same type of place they'd gone to in Germany when Elvis was stationed there. Elvis had rented out the entire restaurant, decorated it to look like a 1950s German cafe. "I wanted to take you back to where we fell in love," he said. They sat at a corner table, just like their first date, talked about everything and nothing. remembered who they were before the fame and pressure. Over dinner, Elvis gave her another gift, a leather journal, filled with his handwriting. "I've been writing to you," he said, "every night for the past month. All the things I should have said, all the feelings I should have shared." Priscilla opened the journal, page after page of love letters, personal thoughts, memories, apologies, promises. "I know I've been distant," Elvis wrote, "but you've never left my heart. You're the reason I sing, the reason I dream, the reason I want to be better." After dinner, Elvis led her to the restaurant's small dance floor. A pianist began playing "Love Me Tender." "Dance with me," Elvis said, "like we did on our wedding night." They swayed together, alone in the room, lost in the music, lost in each other. For the first time in months, Priscilla felt connected to her husband, remembered why she'd fallen in love with him. "I've missed this," she whispered. "I've missed you," Elvis replied. The next surprise was at the Memphis Theater. Elvis had rented the entire venue, set up a single spotlight, a microphone, a guitar. "I want to sing for you," he said. "Just you, like I did when we were young." For an hour, Elvis performed, not for an audience, not for fame, just for his wife. He sang all their songs: "Love Me Tender," "Can't Help Falling in Love," "It's Now or Never," but also new songs, songs he'd written about their relationship, their struggles, their love. During the concert, Elvis stopped singing, looked directly at Priscilla. "I know I've been a terrible husband lately. I know I've made you feel alone. I know you're thinking about leaving me." Priscilla's breath caught. He knew, "But I want you to know something. Every day I don't tell you I love you is a day I've failed. Every night I don't hold you is a night I've wasted. You're not just my wife, you're my heart, my soul, my everything. I can't promise I'll be perfect," Elvis continued. "I can't promise fame won't complicate our lives, but I can promise I'll never stop loving you, never stop fighting for us. Today isn't just about our anniversary, it's about our future, about choosing each other every day. Will you choose me again, Priscilla? Will you give us another chance?" Priscilla was crying, 5 years of hurt and loneliness washing away. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I'll choose you." Elvis jumped off the stage, swept her into his arms, kissed her like he had on their wedding day. "I love you, Mrs. Presley. I love you too, Mr. Presley." The last surprise was back at Graceland. Elvis had transformed their bedroom, candles everywhere, rose petals on the bed, their wedding photo displayed prominently. "This is where we'll start over," he said. "This is where we'll build our future." On the nightstand was one final gift, a small box with a key inside. "What's this for?" Priscilla asked. "It's the key to my heart. I'm giving it to you officially, forever."
That night, Elvis and Priscilla renewed their vows, privately, intimately, in their bedroom. They promised to choose each other every day, to fight for their love, to never give up on their marriage. "No matter what fame brings," Elvis said, "you'll always be my priority." "No matter what challenges come," Priscilla replied, "I'll always be your wife." The anniversary surprise transformed their marriage. Elvis kept his promises. He made time for Priscilla, included her in his world, treated her like the queen she was. Priscilla threw away the divorce papers, cancelled the meeting with her lawyer, chose love over giving up. Their friends noticed the change immediately. The couple that had been drifting apart was now inseparable. Word of Elvis's romantic gesture spread through their inner circle, then through the music industry, then through the media. It became legendary, the anniversary surprise that saved a marriage, the grand gesture that redefined romance. Other couples started copying elements: the private concert, the recreated first date, the love letter journal.
Elvis's anniversary surprise taught the world something important. Love isn't just about the big moments. It's about the thoughtful ones. It's about remembering what made you fall in love. It's about choosing each other every day. It's about fighting for your relationship. The anniversary surprise didn't just save their marriage temporarily. It changed how they related to each other permanently. Elvis never again forgot an anniversary. Never again took Priscilla for granted. Never again let career overshadow love. Priscilla never again doubted Elvis's devotion. Never again felt invisible. Never again questioned their bond. Over the following years, Elvis and Priscilla continued to choose each other. They weathered storms, overcame challenges, grew stronger together. Their marriage became an example, proof that love can overcome any obstacle, that commitment can conquer any crisis. Every year after, Elvis planned something special for their anniversary. Not as elaborate as the 5th anniversary surprise, but always meaningful. He'd learned that gestures don't have to be grand to be powerful, they just have to be heartfelt. Elvis and Priscilla's anniversary story became part of music history, a reminder that even the most famous couples face challenges, but love can conquer all. Their grand gesture inspired countless others, showed that romance isn't dead, that marriage is worth fighting for.
This beautiful story teaches us that relationships require effort, that love is a choice we make every day, that it's never too late to fight for your marriage. When we feel our partner drifting away, we can choose to drift too, or we can choose to fight, to plan, to surprise, to love. Elvis's anniversary surprise reminds us that the most powerful gestures come from the heart, that thoughtfulness matters more than expense, that love can overcome any obstacle. In a world where relationships are often disposable, Elvis and Priscilla chose forever. They chose each other. They chose love. This incredible anniversary story proves that true love can overcome any crisis, and that the most powerful gestures come straight from the heart. If Elvis and Priscilla's romantic love story inspired you, please subscribe to our channel and share this story with someone who believes in fighting for love. Let us know in the comments about the most romantic gesture you've ever seen, because stories like this remind us that love is always worth fighting for.